Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Terra 3 as Korea. In previous episode we did manage to... Well, first of all we got the dynamite, so that's increasing our production. Hopefully, I mean, right now the demand for explosives is still pretty high. Which actually what we might even do is just go ahead and build another explosive factory or few... Oh wow, the productivity is massive in here. So I'm going to build that with government stuff. It's going to be forcibly privatized immediately anyway. But we can prioritize a little bit more explosives because we need that desperately. And actually, how much is each one of these levels producing? 110? Okay. Plus a little bit extra. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of throughput in there. Wait, so what do we have in here that is improving the production? I suppose the encourage manufacturing does help. There might be a few other things that help the explosive factory. Oh, France and North German Federation are arrived. Okay. We're trying to improve relations with Germany or North German Federation, but they are not quite yet there. In terms of our relations are... Actually, how are we? So we are still demanding a bit more rubber, although it's not that bad. We're importing a lot already via trade routes. I'm pretty sure most of that is my trade routes. Yeah, actually all three of them are mine. I suppose Jing doesn't really require it. Now, what are we looking at the GDP there? So Jing's GDP has stayed around 133. We did hit 85 at one point, but now back to 78.5. Of course, once the explosive manufacturers start picking up some steam and all that, we will be probably able to continue on a lot better than that. I'm looking on the... Oh, the amount of peasants over here is starting to reduce. Oh, this trade center isn't... Oh, right, they're still selling the alcohol to prison. Alright, then they are the #1 market in the world, admittedly. But we're currently researching the ironclads, and I suppose... Oh, yeah, the max innovation has started increasing at fairly good speed now. We're still below 50% though, on the literary rate. But it will be improving, and currently we're getting the ironclad, which shouldn't take too long. We got a bit of boost for the... I think we still have that boost for the research of the military check anyway. Then we'll get the steel frame buildings, which is going to improve the infrastructure levels by another 20 basically on every state. We can have more construction sectors, we'll get more land trade, and we can get more more construction per week on each building that we're working on. Plus, I believe it unlocks the steel construction, doesn't it? Oh, it unlocks the current markets, yeah, and then steel frame buildings, yeah, so we can basically increase the... Actually, how much of an increase is that going to be? I forget about that. I think it's currently it's 5 per level, but that one's going to be, I think, 10. Yeah, so it's basically doubling out the construction speed. Admittedly, it will increase a lot more resources, or resource demand for the construction is going to be increased as well. But that just means that there's going to be even more, you know, domestic demand for a lot of the materials, which then means that those will be increased further and further. Now, how is the... there's the 2 explosive factories done fairly shortly. There's going to be another 2 being built, plus the one that we're building. So there's going to be at least 500 more explosives in the not too distant future in the market, which is still not going to be enough, but it's going to start reducing the price at least a little bit. I do actually wonder, who's the highest producer of explosives? We are number 9. And with all the buildings that we're building right now, we're going to reach at least number 8, I think, on the production. I mean, we're not going to be reaching France, Britain, or USA levels anytime soon. But we are at least climbing up the ladder there a little bit. We're still number 1 in man of wars and number 3 in artillery. Once we get the ironclads, we'll need to switch one of the buildings probably to produce the ironclads, and then start switching at least the heavy ships on our fleet to those, so we can get a bit more stuff out of that. Mining accident. You know what? We'll keep improving the trade union's power a little bit further. Who's this one? State religion. No. We don't want state religion back. Not right now, anyway. The standard of living hasn't increased too much, although yes, it's 12.4, so it's not the worst, but there is a lot more work to be done on improving all of that. Of course, the economy is having some issues right now. I think we might go ahead and build some more. Well, actually, we're pretty good on convoys. What else do we need? Oh, Kreinberg is having some issues there with the standard of living. I suppose what we could do... we've still got plenty of, well, some transportation at least. Of course, the explosives are in very high demand still. That one's already using the railways. That one's using the railways. What about the lead mines? Those are using the railways in here. And logging camps, those are using the stuff. We could potentially go with steam donkey. Reduce the labor need a bit further, which doesn't necessarily improve the standard of living, mind you. But I suppose another thing, let's see, glassworks? No, not there. Tooling workshop, we could potentially get the water boilers. That would reduce the labor need, which I don't know if that's going to be actually helping. And that is 26%, so actually we probably just made it worse right now. But I suspect that there's going to be still so many things built in here, that, especially with the explosive factory now hiring, I think the situation is going to get better. Much, much better. Oh, and we got a bit of cash reserves now. Could potentially even drop the taxes. The investment pool is going down by 50,000 per week. At the same time, I suppose I could just go ahead and build some more, for example, government administration. Junji, so our capital could use another one. Speaking of which, it could still use a lot more transportation there. Where do we have a lot of transportation available, I suppose? Well, the southwestern state could have a bit of... Actually, we've got the livestock ranches in here. We could put in the barbed wire fencing. Reduce the labor consumption in there, and then let's see, some of the plantations in here. We'll probably start using the transportation. It might not make it entirely profitable, but we can, you know, save up a little bit of the workforce and also make sure that the railways are profitable. And the tooling workshop over here, I mean, how much do we have rubber? That would be increasing quite a bit. It would also, technically speaking, improve productivity, increase the amount of tooling available, reduce the price for the wood locally. And the ironclads will be done very shortly. So are we by chance a leading, or one of the leading producers of tools? Not yet. I suspect that we're pretty high up there, aren't we? Let's see, are we... Oh yeah, we're number 6. Admittedly, the difference between us and Austria is pretty high. But there we go, we're still making a lot of money despite the construction work. So I could probably go ahead and increase the construction speed even further. Let's get another one in our capital, for example. You know what? Oh, right, there's the ironclads. Actually, we've got several locations of military shipyards. I'm going to go ahead and switch this one to the steel hulls. It's going to be 55 ironclads. And then what I can do is I can go for the navy, this particular one. And I'm hoping, yeah, we can upgrade these to ironclads. So there's going to be some demand for it, at least. We might not be then the leading... Well, actually, we probably are still the leading producer in Man of Wars, but... Oh... Attempt to sway. East Indies revolt offers to owe us obligation if we back them in the ongoing play against British East Indies. Consider that they're being supported by British Bloc. I don't want to be on the opposition side. So I'm just going to go ahead and declare neutrality. And enjoy our peace. And just build up our economy. So how's the difference between us and Jing at this point? It is still about 50 million. Well, about 49 million. Of course, our economy will be increasing still very... drastically. And now we're getting the steel frame buildings. Actually, what's spreading in the military? Oh, still prepared torpedoes. That's going to unlock the torpedo boats. That'll be very handy. Standard living is now 12.5, so that is still slowly improving. The GDP is still kind of stagnant. I suppose the explosives are at least getting better and better. It's still high in demand, mind you, but it's not quite as bad as it used to be. Rubber is also in bloody massive demand, I suppose. Is there any other locations that we could import that from? Ooh. Right, there's the East Indies capitalist revolt, but I don't think that's going to be a long-term solution. I don't suppose we can... Oh, we can declare so many more interests. Okay, we're going to put in one in Sundry. Another one in Congo. We'll put the Brazil one in there. And then maybe we'll go ahead and put another one in... There's a thing in places that we could maybe start exporting stuff into as well. Although our convoy numbers are somewhat limited. I will go for Persia. We can probably import some opium from there again. So our money situation is definitely improved. That is good. Are we building the construction sectors? Not yet. We're just going to go ahead and build... we'll build a 3 over here in the southwestern state. That'll probably help a little bit. It will cost us a bit of money as well, but it's not too bad. Explosives are still very high in demand. Doesn't surprise me. Temples of Humanity. Positive Church of Korea has petitioned to be allowed to construct an additional church in Changzhou. Sure. More education access is always good. How's the population, by the way, in terms of... okay, atheists are now the majority of the population. The peasants only make 18% of the population. Oh. Right, I suppose we might be running a bit low on peasants in some places, aren't we? Yeah, we kind of are. Okay, let's go ahead and start using some... Especially the steel mills, we can go ahead and start using the water tube boilers. profitability may be going down a little bit, but that's going to allow us to have a bit more job seekers available for new buildings and all that. Explosive factory doesn't have anything to reduce that. A tooling workshop, we could also get the water tube boiler. It's going to increase the coal consumption a lot, but they do produce a lot of coal locally. And there's the interest now activated. Let's have a look at the rubber. Let's see if we can't import something. Well, there's the indeed. You know, we'll try to get some from there. That will eventually end, though. We can get at least some more rubber in the meanwhile. There we go. 12.6 standard of living. That is still probably going to be increasing. We are still 85 million in GDP, which, admittedly, yeah, we are slowly cashing out to Jing. Their GDP isn't increasing that much. Admittedly, we're still paying a whole lot of money to £80,000 per week to Jing. Right, yeah, so that is pretty bad for us. I could perhaps go ahead and increase the... You know what, military wages might not be a terrible idea either. That's going to start increasing standard of living, and we could probably even reduce the taxes a little bit. Actually, we're not building anything right now, so let's go ahead and... Oh, what's this then? It's Indonesian. No, we don't really need to be part of that. And Sanjay, we don't really need to be part of that either. So, we did increase the construction speed. It's now 360 total points. That's pretty good. Once we get the steel frame construction, that's going to be even more. It's the... Right, there's a lot of population over here still available. I'm going to start building another 2 ports or something like that to get more convoys available. We've got about 200 currently, but we can probably increase that even further. And then maybe we can do a bit more trading. Actually, is there anything that we have in massive quantities? Well, there's a bit of wine. There's still a whole lot of alcohol. Let's try to export some of that. To the French market, sure. That seems profitable. We could also export quite a bit to the Russian market. There we go. So that's going to allow us to get at least a bit more money. There's also going to be the shopkeeper jobs at the trade centers and all that. Those are usually fairly well-paying jobs. Like the trade centers over here, what do they actually work for? It's capitalists and clerks. And yeah, they are both quite well paid in there. So that's definitely good news. We did not reduce the taxes right now, but I suppose we're still okay. And yeah, the GDP is definitely still climbing. Another steel mill, some more power plants, fertilizer plants, more explosives, even more explosives. And you guessed it, even more explosives. I suppose there is still very, very high demand for them, mind you, but it is not as bad anymore as it used to be. Now that we're importing more rubber as well, so both of these are kind of getting sorted out. I'm guessing, actually, how's the wood situation? There's a little bit extra. I suppose, no, that one's already switched. This one, we can go for hardwood production a bit harder as well, unintended. So we can go ahead and start reducing the price for that a bit further. It might not be a huge reduction in price. Now, we're hoping that it's at least going to start reducing a little bit further. Oh yeah, there we go, that's a 7% reduction in there. The oil is still somewhat high in demand. We're not using it too much. Iron is, of course, in massive demand. We did switch all the mines, mind you, so... Oh, there we go, treasury bonds. Right, the interest, or the, not the interest rates, but the, Oh, actually, no, it's the loan interest rate are now reduced even further. Of course, we don't have any loans to pay back, so it doesn't really do too much to us. Oh, we're almost at 90 million in GDP. We've still got, yeah, quite a bit of work to do. It is less than 50 million, though, at this point. And once we get the steel construction, I think that's going to be the one thing that is going to skyrocket our economy. I'm going to declare neutrality on that one. And the port will be done fairly shortly. That's going to allow us to get even more convoys. Is there anything else that we could maybe trade for a good cash at this point? I mean, we could probably start exporting some of the tools. Who would pay? Well, the Portuguese would pay a decent amount for them. And I suppose Bengal would pay a little bit, not necessarily a huge amount, but we can at least get some more money out of it. All the tools that we're producing. And we're still leading producer at Man of Wars. How's the ironclad situation now? It's probably not too shabby at this point. Yeah, no, this, it's okay. Could be better, could be worse. We can keep that as is in ammunition production. I suppose I might be the one that is producing... Oh, we are actually relatively high on the list there. Wait, 540? I think that might be pretty much the entire... Yeah, that's basically the entire production of the entire market is by us. Oh, we had a general die. Well, let's go ahead and fix that. We need a new general in here. Let's, you know what, get the offensive planner in there. And also, I might go ahead and increase the army size a little bit further, shall we? get some more infantry right now. Gonna get us to 140 battalions total. We'll try to get probably to 150 by the end at least. Now, let's have a look at the Liberty side. That still hasn't gone down at all. Russia would probably support us. They are undecided, but they definitely lean more towards us. Britain is definitely leaning more towards us, but it kind of hates both participants, so they probably wouldn't take part in there. France kind of hates both of us. Egypt would probably be more likely to support Jing. Italy would definitely support Jing. So yeah, it's going to be probably impossible for us to get the independence through there, but we are still, like, our primary goal was to get the higher GDP than Jing. And I think that is still potentially doable, although we've got less than 10 years. We need to start increasing the GDP a lot faster than that. So let's go ahead and just, well, actually, we are going to be getting the steel frame buildings very shortly. Could maybe go ahead and get one more construction section in the meanwhile. Shouldn't be too bad. Getting the barracks is built fairly quickly. That is then going to employ some more people. The officers are middle strata, so they are getting better paid. And I don't know about the soldiers. They might be getting paid a little bit better than the laborers. Increase in workplace injuries. No, we can't pull the brakes. We need the GDP. But at the same time, our prestige has started increasing a lot. I mean, we're getting over 200 from the power projection, from the army, 71 from the navy, 1 from the GDP of our subjects, 269 from our GDP, 15 from the kingdom, then we get 25 from being leading producer. That's just the artillery and man of wars, I reckon. And then 35% increase total, so that's actually not too shabby. Oh, and there we go, we hit 90 million. House Jings, they are almost 140 though, so the difference is about 47 million currently. But with the increase in construction and all that, and yeah, we're going to get more of that. There's so many things being built as well. Explosive factories, fertilizer plants, power plants, more. So it's going to be basically just a mixture of explosive steel, fertilizer, motor industry, power. And that's about it. So those 5 are the primary thing, and there's a few other things that are built, including some coal mines, actually. Alright, we're not building anything currently ourselves. Let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm just going to go and build some more ports. Give us some more convoys, and I suspect what we could do, go ahead and import some oil, shall we? Oh. Well, I guess we'll get a bit of land route there for the time being. Provide some slightly cheaper oil. The military is already conscripted everything that it needs. So the literary rate has been increasing now a decent bit. Steel frame buildings will be done in a matter of a few weeks. Just going to go ahead and build one more construction sector in the meanwhile. While we wait, and then we'll probably start to... We're not going to upgrade or switch all the construction sectors at the same time. We're going to do it to like one, then wait for a month, also do another state, and then so forth. So we can make sure that the increase isn't going to cripple our economy, but the speed will be then helping on... setting up the other ones relatively quickly. But the increase in infrastructure will definitely help drastically. We're already at over 90 million GDP. We still are... Well, I think we can definitely hit 100. Probably not today. But we'll get close to it, I reckon. We'll probably need to build another university soon as well. I think once we build the port, we'll build another university somewhere. Also, how are we looking on... workers? There's still some peasants available, at least, on most states. And there's the steel frame buildings. Right, we'll start with the... I know that there's a lot of steel production over here, so we'll upgrade these ones first. And that switch is going to require... Okay, so the wood price is going to start dropping. We won't need as much iron, but the steel prices will probably start jumping. Explosive price will increase. And of course, class price will start improving, which is actually not terrible for us, necessarily. Although that actually reminds me, how's the glass works? Are those... Yeah, they are the crystal... or crystal glass there. Okay, well, so there's not too much to worry about there then. So we're already at over 400 construction speed. The investment ball might be dropping very drastically now, but that's alright. We're still 11 million and we've got less than 10 years to go. And as the GDP starts growing, we'll be fine. So that's one area already sorted out. They are hiring more people. Once that's maxed out, we'll probably go ahead and switch another one. But yeah, the explosive price will probably be quite significant for a little while. But admittedly, we are increasing that quite a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and switch the capital now. It's going to cost us a lot more. At the same time, the amount of construction will be done is also significantly increased. I'm going to go ahead and get another university up here in northwestern state. Increase the max innovation a bit further. There we go, we're already at 12.7 standard of living. And 92 million GDP. Difference is still fairly substantial, about 45 million. I suspect that with the increase in construction speed, in about a year or two, our GDP has probably gotten another 10-20 million. Oh, we lost another general. Oh no. I suspect that the amount of radicals will probably start increasing, or rather decreasing, hopefully slowly. And the standard of living increasing will allow us to get more loyalists as well. Admittedly, our legitimacy is also fairly substantial at this point. So we're currently at 520 in the... Oh, right, ironclads are in high demand. The class is starting to be pretty high demand as well. Let's go ahead and switch the southwestern state next. With the construction. So how's the investment pool? Oh, yeah, that is dropping drastically. Okay, well, we're still making money though. And suppose we're getting almost 600 construction points already. So if that doesn't start having an impact on the speeds that we're constructing things, I don't know what will. I mean, admittedly, if we can have a look at the GDP increase in there, it's been fairly solid growth. I mean, there was the pandemic drop over there, as well as the once we switched the dynamite usage on, so it dropped the GDP a little bit. It could maybe be slightly higher at this point if we hadn't, well, if we didn't have the pandemic and then we had switched the explosive use like one state, one building at a time to make sure that it doesn't cripple the production total. But that's alright. We'll worry about it later. So how's Russia, actually? Are we willing to... No, they're not willing to do anything for us, including supporting our independence. We do have a cash reserves, or gold reserves, of almost 2.5 million. And we got a new chancellor. Oh, our former ruler died. That's unfortunate. So what are we getting in the society research now? Anarchism. Okay, sure. We'll queue that one up. We'll be able to get the synthetics plant soon enough. That's going to allow us to get some dye production locally, which actually might not be a terrible idea. I'm going to have to drop the tea tax, though, because the authority seems to have kind of collapsed there. I suppose it depends a lot on like who's ruler and all that. So there is that, but I suppose technically speaking that might improve the standard of living just that little bit more, because people can get their tea for a little bit cheaper then. And we hit 50% literate rate, which isn't much. Or it's not like all that great for 1927, but you know, it's at least an improvement from the like less than 10% or somewhere around there that we started with. Actually, I'm not, well, probably around 10%-ish. Don't remember the exact number. But there we go, 94 million in GDP. How does that compare to Tring? It's still about, yeah, 44 million difference. Well, our construction speed has definitely increased so drastically that we're building actually almost 2 full pages now. Actually, we are building 2 full pages right now. Well, it's partially when some of these are about to complete, but yeah, no, that is still a lot. The investment pool is diminishing quite a bit, though. I suspect that as the GDP increases, it will be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and switch the construction sectors over here. Is that going to change the employment at all? More machinists, actually, yeah, so that's... going to be an interesting one there. More well-paying jobs there, so actually that's going to be increasing standard of living already drastically. I'm going to increase both of those already. It does mean that we got almost 700. Oh wow, I think the game is starting to chug a little bit at this point. There's so much construction speed going on, or construction going on. We've got 700, which I know that it could go higher than that, but at the same time, I think that's going to be more than enough for us. The investment pool is going down 250,000 per week. Right, so there might be some issues there. How are we looking on everything else? Oh, we've got addition available. What do we have here? Survey is skyscraper. Oh, sure. We'll build a skyscraper. Public trading. Oh. Where can we do that, actually? Financial statistics, yeah. We'll do that one. That's going to start increasing standard of living, I reckon. And is there... No, there's probably nothing else right now that we need to worry about. We're not actually building... Oh, there we go. Public trading completed. Mutually beneficial. International exchange standards. You know what? Yeah, we'll use that one. And then let's go ahead and start constructing something. How are we looking on the taxways? 28,000? Kwambu could still use another one. Real quick, they are having some issues with glass production right now. Which means that the glass works are probably going to start getting... Yeah, there's at least one getting already built. There might be a few others. There's another one. So yeah, things are improving. We're now almost 96 million in GDP. The Jing's got... Oh, yeah, they got almost 140. So they've actually managed to get a little bit further distance to us. Now, one problem that we do have is that the investment pool is drying up very, very quickly. So what we may need to do is to start building a bit more things with the government stuff. And I'm also going to slow down to speed 3 because things are dragging at this point. Oh, we need more convoys. Alright, well that can be easily fixed. Just going to start utilizing the government construction speed a little bit further. So we can make sure that the investment pool doesn't collapse completely. And we can still get things that benefit the nation as a whole. Oh. North German Federation of France. Oh, there's the French uprising. Oh. Oh. Right, that might also explain why there's things going on. Oh. It's the French uprising from Switzerland. Not from France. Right, well, it's a good thing that we got the 3 million gold so we can utilize some of that. The investment pool is still dropping fairly drastically, mind you. Standard living at 12.7, that's not too shabby. France sides with French uprising, well, that doesn't surprise me. So yeah, still over 40 million difference between us and Jing. And we've got less than 10 years. But I think with this construction speed and all that, I think we will eventually... I mean, there is a risk that, you know, we'll run out of money in the investment pool, which means that the construction speed will start dropping. I don't know if I want to lower taxes or something. Maybe they would transfer more. There's, of course, the opium tax. That's massive. Also, the service tax is pretty massive. But we do kind of want to have some income. Let's look at the anti-French League. And anti-Italian League. Or anti-Italian Society, sorry. Well, at least we'll get the skyscraper built, I'm pretty sure about that. How are we looking on the productions? We are leading producer in man of war still, not in artillery. I suppose since there's warfare happening in Europe, that's usually where a lot of the productions are. How are we looking on the... Okay, so yeah, glass price is massive, steel price is pretty high, engine price is pretty high, explosives is okay-ish. I mean, it's a bit on the high side of things, but the production has improved a lot. There is still, of course, some things that we could maybe... No, actually, we don't have any convoys available right now. We are going to get a decent bit once we get those ports, mind you. But they're not done yet. So I think we are definitely hitting pretty darn close to the 100 million. Which actually... Oh. There we go. Jing's GDP might have dropped a little bit. Elected bureaucrats, okay. I mean, I don't know if that's something that I really want to get. Oh, no, that's... Oh, that's the state religion. Oh, right. Never mind then. So we did get the university built and all that. The innovation is probably good for the rest of the game. Although I suppose this literary rate is still increasing slowly. The standard of living hasn't really increased too much. The radical numbers are slowly increasing. But the loyalist numbers have been okay as well. There's a few more ports built. How are we looking on the... basic things. So clothing price is a little bit on the high side. Not the worst, but it's a bit on the high side. What are we getting? So we're getting the aniline. After that, it's going to be either one of these two that starts spreading. Could of course go for something like the steam turbine. But admittedly, we probably want to complete the level first because that's going to be much cheaper in terms of the time spent researching. There's still quite a few society techs that we also want to get. Maybe after we get these... I'm not going to put anything of the production on the research queue right now, I think. What we'll do is we'll focus down the society things, because there's plenty of things in there. Well, the anarchism is going to be the next one. Camera would be quite nice for prestige. Investment banks would allow us to get another company. Oh, there we go. Synthetic plans, I don't know if there's going to be any built. Also... Oh, right, yeah, they have run out of money, so we're not actually utilizing all the construction capacity. Right, then. Well, I suppose what I can do in the meanwhile is just build some more stuff with the government administration buildings, for example. Or the government construction capacity, we'll build some more of... we'll build another 2 of those. That's going to give the construction speed... All construction sectors mostly operational. And we are almost 100 million now. We're nearly there. Well, after that, we still need to catch up with Dring, but the gap between us has diminished quite a bit in the past 10 years in-game. And I think in the next, well, I suppose we've got about 8 years. In the next 8 years, we might still catch up to them, or at least get so darn close that, you know, we would... Oh, pump tracks is spreading. Now, that is quite tempting tech, to be fair. That's going to allow us to do a lot of, you know what, we'll get that, because automatic irrigation will be drastic for a lot of the plantations that we have. That's going to start reducing the amount of... oh, we are having some shortage of workers over here. Okay, let's go and put the rotor valve engine over here then. That's going to give us another 9,000 workers. Steel mills, we're going to also get that. That's going to give us another 3,000. Let's see, textile mills, so we can probably get the mechanized looms. There we go. So hopefully that's 18,000, and those will probably be hired fairly quickly. Suppose there's the livestock ranches over here. We could also get the... Don't put the electric fences there. Now, the rice farms, there's not too much I can do in there, and the plantations are already using the transportation. Okay, there's quite a bit of unemployment right now. So I suppose it could be that they're trying to hire the correct people right now, which is going to take a little while. Yeah, standard of living actually went down a smidgen there. Could be that the construction sectors aren't fully hiring right now, but there we go. Almost 100 million. There's still a lot. Oh, motor industries, explosives, more tooling workshops. I think we may need to start getting some more tooling workshops in general. I suppose there could also be a bit of people moving into the States. Well, there's actually a lot of migration away from the state by the looks of it. Actually, where are they going? Oh, right, they are moving to other states over here, actually. That's a bit unfortunate. So if there's a lot of availability of stuff in here, I suppose it kind of makes sense. Plus, if the standard of living over here is better. Yeah, we're getting the government administrations. We could probably go ahead and build another port or two. Get more convoys. Get another 3 of those. So at least we can utilize most of the construction speed available. The funding, we do fund fairly quickly. But it could probably be still better. But there is a lot of stuff being built. Basically, as soon as they get the funding, they start building it. Whatever it is that they need to build. Ah, there we go. We hit 100 million. So with that, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode. So, but if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.